Hello, YouTube. What is going on? It's GCTV back with another video. I'm gonna be recording this for you guys. We got Ozark Season 2, Episode 6. I'm also gonna start recording my NFL recap videos after this. But yeah, let's talk about them bones. The critical reception. We kind of do everything in one hit here. I don't really segment these videos out. It's kind of just one big discussion. So let's get into it. So it took a bit longer to get there, but the sixth chapter of the new season of Ozark ended with the best scene of the season to date, as two people who desperately needed a moment of kindness and human contact in their lives took it, and then Marty Byrde learned the truth about Rachel Garrison. So, yeah, this was a really good episode. There was a lot of impactful scenes. There was a lot of great performances by the cast. Yeah, I think this episode was really well done. The episode was strong overall, adding an emotional undercurrent that this year has been lacking as the Byrdes say goodbye to Jimmy Buddy Small, someone who has literally saved their lives and inspired all four Byrdes in different ways. I mean, dude, what a great character he was, man. I mean, such an inspiring, just a man of wisdom. He's gone through so much in his life. He shared his things, such a great person. Like, if you're having a bad day, he's always gonna brighten it up. That's a person that, like, everyone wants in their lives right there. He was an unexpected part of the family. At the same time, Penny tried to bring his dragnet down on the Snells and learned how tricky and smart the heroin kingpins can be. So now the Snells are pretty much under fire. Last episode it was the Byrdes. Now the Snells are really getting the heat here. On top of the world last episode, it's now easier to see how Penny's investigation is going to crumble, mostly under the weight of his own ego. I mean, this guy is he is definitely egotistical. I don't know. He's not a great person. He doesn't really have a lot of ethics when it comes to doing his job, so that's going to cost him a lot. There's not really a lot of people backing him. Besides his own force, there's probably not that many people out there that can work with him just because of how big of an asshole he is, you know what I mean? I have a pimple here and it's really annoying. Poor Buddy, dragged it as well. Dragged out to the middle of nowhere in the middle of the night to burn a poppy field. Buddy never makes it home. He wanted to do this. Obviously you probably didn't die under the best expectations, just sitting in a car and you just died out of nowhere, but as Wendy rambles about moving to Australia's Gold Coast, Buddy passes away, probably at least a little happy that he had saved the Byrdes' asses one final time. It is kind of crazy, man, how he died. He was just sitting there, she was telling him a story, and then, boom, he's just gone. It's so sad, honestly. The Byrdes all respond to the loss of Buddy a bit differently. Wendy is typically showy, buying Buddy a mausoleum and giving a speech at his funeral. Yeah. Wendy and Jonah were probably the two that really connected with Buddy the most. Charlotte and Marty were like, okay, we can acknowledge that he was here, but did he really leave an impact on me? I don't know, So Jonah takes it super emotionally, of course, contacting some of Buddy's old acquaintances from Detroit and calling him the only real friend he's ever had, which is really sad, but he ends the episode burning the deer head that Jacob Snell stuffed for him. Why? Maybe he's just emotional, or maybe losing Buddy has taught him a different kind of respect for life and death. Of course, Marty Byrde just swallows his emotions. That's all he ever does. It's gonna kill him someday. He's not an emotional person. There's points where he's damn near not even a human being because he's just so focused on certain things that he doesn't even take the time to actually have human traits, But meanwhile, Agent Petty storms the Snell plantation, annoyed that someone burned the poppies that night before it and what Jacob called a planned burn, but ecstatic when a dog finds bones on the property. Wonder whose bones those are going to be. We think they're going to be Del Rio's. We think they could possibly be Grace's or possibly other people they've killed on their plantation since they've started this heroin business. Could they be the bones of Grace, Preacher Mason's missing wife? Mason rushes back to the Ozarks, eager to give the authorities his son's DNA to prove what he already knows. The Snells killed his wife. Yeah. Why are my teeth so crooked? Yeah, they definitely killed his wife, but are you sure they're just going to plant their bones in their poppy field? I'm not really sure. Yeah. Money Bird knows this is a bad idea. Let's say they prove that it's some Grace on the Snow property. If the Snells killed Grace, what does Mason think is going to happen to himself and his baby if they need to protect that secret? So he doesn't talk any further. They're going to kill his ass. Luckily, it doesn't matter, as they swap out the bones and make it look like it was just a Snell burial ground that the feds unearthed. Jacob and Darlene leave custody, threatening to sue Petty in a civil case for desecrating their ancestors. Yeah, there were pretty much graves under there. They dug them up. As often hot-headed as the Snells are, oh my god, dude. They do make it out of predicaments with a surprising amount of southern ease. It probably helps to be on their home turf, of course. They know the land, they know the ropes. I mean, yeah. It's not the only setback for Petty this episode. Perhaps riding a bit too high on his recent success, Petty tries to pressure Charlie Wilkes into turning into a witness against the Birds, forgetting that people as powerful as Wilkes don't get pressured. They do the pressuring. They're politicians. They can handle heat. They've been in situations like this all the time. Somewhat predictably, they have dirt on Petty. It's not hard to find, given he often does stupid shit like shooting at bars, and so Charlie fights back. He's like, well, I have cases against you that could get you terminated from your FBI job. Are you sure you want to, charge forward with this? Petty turns off the camera and he makes an interesting offer. Not only will Charlie be safe from prosecution, but so will Wendy, which is really the only person that Charlie cares about in the Bird family. He'll tell Petty what he knows. The question, though, is how much does he know? Does he really know that much about their operation? The answer is not as much as he thought, as he later goes to Wendy upset at the revelation that the Birds have been working with the Mexicans for a decade. He thought, at first, this was a pretty new relationship between the Mexicans and the Birds, but no. It's been going on pretty much ever since the Bird started his firm with Bruce Liddell. They're not just loosely involved in the illegal operation, they're a major part of it. He tries to get Wendy to run away with him. Wendy declines. Obviously, she wants to be with her family this whole time. She doesn't want to just leave them for some politician she just met a month ago. While everyone seems to be weighing their options when it comes to the FBI investigation, Ruth Langmore is just trying to overcome the trauma of her torture at the hands of Pierce and her men. I mean, she's been going through a lot. I think she's going to become the Jesse Pinkman of it all. She's bruised and emotional, unsure who is really on her side, confiding again in Rachel, who's at least partially responsible for this entire mess. Rachel is really one of the only people she can connect with at this point. Wyatt and Cade want to protect her. Marty seems too busy to care. In the end, she tells Cade she'll help him with his illegal operation. Has she given up on the relatively straight business of Marty Bird, ready to embrace the Langmore curse? Yeah, she's been turned off to the side. Maybe this is why the Langmore curse continues, because no one gives a fuck about you guys, because you do illegal shit, you're criminals. I guess there's really not much to say about that. It's kind of fucked up how Marty's been treating her lately, though. Maybe there's going to be a resolution. I'm not really sure, but God, he just doesn't care about anyone. Really, he doesn't. He's super selfish. All this builds to the best scene of the show to date. One of the best is Marty Bird drowns his sorrows in the Blue Cat, sharing a drink with Rachel Garrison. The two talk about how he buries his emotions. Very true. Even on the day his daughter was born, he was thinking about death. What a fucked up person. What a fucked up thing to say in the moment. Joy comes with worry for Marty Bird. He tells Rachel that he won't leave her hanging. Even if his operation goes down, he has fail-safes in place to protect Rachel. When you're in the money laundering business, you gotta have plenty of connections. No one's ever gonna know that you did what you did to help me, he says. Rachel kisses Marty. He pauses, assessing the situation as he so often does, and then kisses back. I feel like something like this was inevitable. I feel like they were gonna eventually kiss each other for some reason. I don't know. You just kind of feel the tension in the air as you watch these two together on the screen. It's actually kind of a tender scene. Two people who so desperately could use some kindness in their lives, and Bateman and Spear definitely have chemistry. Realizing this can't happen, they back off from the heat of the moment as Rachel unbuttons her shirt. Although it's not for sex, it's to reveal the wire underneath. It's funny, the whole time she's doing it, Bird's like, no, we can't do this. She's like, I know. And she shows him. The Wire. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see Marty's reaction next episode as he figured out that this pretty much for a while now Rachel's been working with the FBI and he's been getting played the entire time. So here we go. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. As always, this has been Cheesy TV, giving you guys the best YouTube videos, or the best TV show contents out there. I'm gonna be starting to record my Madden content soon, but I gotta get this posted, so peace out.